It's Podraza. I'm not making any of this up. Hi, it's Pat Podraza. As long as you're we're in good shape. I'm savvy good. And I hope you're part of you. I never want to insult you. As long as you are all right. Remember, I live amongst Nazis. And this time I finally let one have it. You see, they imitate my father in a mode close to his death. And he was very acute mentally, and so was my mother. At some point, before she died, honestly, her memory was as acute as can be. She had a phenomenal memory. And at one point, my memory in certain things were less of magnitude than hers because I lost it. I lost my short-term and intermediate memory capacity. And I'm going to tell you, they are the roughest hell that you're ever going to deal with. I hope that you know that. As long as you aren't that, we're all right. Because, honestly, they are something out of hell. I came into this place, and I knew she was one. And you see, there's a thin one with the crop hair, I call her crop top. She was very thrilled with her breasts, etc., etc., and laughed her head off. The other one is thin, older, pretty, and they wanted to crack my neck, the both of them. And I never let them know that I read them. That's why I bought a gun in the first place, in self-defense. Some of them are involved with the occult. Some of them are involved in warlocks and witches. And boy, I'm not out there on the full moon. And I'm not out there in the night. I am in here. But I'm telling you, I did have to tell her about no more concerning my son. And that is it. There was a good judge in Bridgeton, but I never knew where my son was that day. I'm telling you, I don't want to relive that again. And I don't want anything to do with his first wife and her family under any circumstances at all. Actually, I was never even shown how to use the key to get in here. I was the preceding tenant, and that's how I learned how to operate it when we got a key. I was locked out of here originally, and finally somebody decided to let me in. My son doesn't know all these ramifications, but he's pretty good with concepts. So that's what we're dealing with. I'm in here. I told him, this is my apartment, and I was forced to live with yes and no. Connecticut, it was yes and no. And they've been picking up the trailing off of words again. Not as bad today. That's good. I suffered a massive stroke in Massachusetts and didn't want anybody to know it. Slurred speech, all of that. Walked crooked. And I tried to walk straight when I came near the apartment. My mother had enough to contend with without my telling them that that is what I was suffering due to their screeching and walloping at the end of sentences and the trailing off of words. Lee doesn't know that. And anyway, that's what I'm dealing with. It's all right. Please, I don't want you ever upset. What I would be angry with is if you ever become one of them. You must tell me if you were part of that Dr. Casey was no good. And the female who was his wife with the sliding rule, I don't trust at all. And I don't trust who made him that change in a month. I watched him change from A to B, and man, he never came out of that. And that's very difficult to watch. And I'm telling you, I made many trips to Blandford, etc. on this subject. of that Dr. Casey. And I want to tell you, you must tell me for sure that you are not part of that situation there. It's very serious. I was told I was going to be murdered the next day. I put black bags in a vehicle and drove away. Now, this is very serious stuff. And I'm telling you, the Janices are not in good shape. And I don't believe in their gut levels. And they do not. You see, I was forced on medication also. My mother was right, it was the wrong stuff. Changed my cognitive decision making. And I will not allow them to put me on it. I'll tell one off on that tonight. It's going to be done. Not again. Podraza again. And I have to say that I will not allow them to put me on medication or put me out. Now, she once came near the elevator. She didn't come too close. Said she wanted me out. I said, I just signed the lease. And I'm not going out. And I'm not going to take any medication at all. You are dysfunctional to me. You see, they consider themselves straights. I said, I'm the in and you're the out. And that is technically where we're at. They do consider themselves straights, and they're not. Now, I don't have any prejudice, but I said, according to the subject of abuse, I will not tolerate it. And that is what I did say. And that is it. When I said I was coming in here and being quiet, boy, I'm telling you, if you've ever listened to opera, listen to Il Divo. They're Spanish, but they sing it with an Italian. Listen to the Italian in that if you listen to it. And they do sing other languages. They're gifted off the charts. And it reminds me of Italian opera. And honestly, their harmony is stupendous. Rickman is pretty good also. Sounds like on Golden Pond. I do love music. I came upstairs and started listening to it. I only had one headset, not at the desk. But that is what I need you to tell me, that you are not part of that. You must always be honorable and tell me the truth. Because what I deal with is something out of hell. And I've been dealing with it since that nun in 8th grade, and since 7 years old, finding snakes in a garden. And I'm telling you, you get a little tired of them. And they lie through the teeth when they want to. That's what they are. And they hit in a fashion that you have to accept their reality. And it is not my reality. But I know they loathe me. That is reality. And that is where we're at. Please, when you have dinner with your husband, have time. I'm in here, and I'm going to be quiet. But they insist that they are straight. And that is where this whole thing is at. They insist. My father was as acute intellectually as could be in his papers. His reports were very good. He even took an English course. Mom was stupendous in English. I lost the book in the trash when we came at the time of Mom's death. I've got an English book. It's not the one I like. And I'll kind of light with emphasis, all sorts of stuff. I can do both, but I don't worry about my English right now. I'm not worrying about a sentence. I left you the whole bag of wax because I was upset because I'm older, 74 and 75. Now, if you can tell me what you've got, I'll fill in the missing blanks for you on it. It is serious stuff. I almost panic if you're in the wrong thing because I know the problems of it, and it's very serious stuff. It is kamikaze stuff. I'd be driving on a back route they'd be stopped in the road. I've discussed this with my son, however, whilst out driving. And what they're there for is for you to crash into them. They die, you die, or you're accused of killing them. And they're stopped in the middle of the road. I called them the kamikaze group. This is what went on. And here is just as bad. In Massachusetts, I almost died from strokes and everything. And the situation is the one who did that. I am not Ken Jennings' brain. I'm going to tell you, I think the test is wacko. I am not Ken Jennings' kind of mind of memory. It's almost like trivia. But she was pretty fair about it, and her partner wouldn't redo it. So we've got that all messed up also. I wrote you an email that kind of sums up where we got to go with this, about 3 emails. And please, feel free. And I am never angry. As long as you're not part of them, you must never be connected with Dr. Casey at all. If you are, you might have some issues. Honestly, this whole thing is serious stuff. And Ruth May was not recommending me to be nude and take some mail in a park. Was what? God.